Hey Virgo, welcome back to Intuitive Dreams 1111. I hope you're doing well. Forgive me for being delayed on doing your reading. I've been called to handle some of my own personal goals that I've been putting off. But everything works out for a reason. So right now I'm really sweaty. I've been doing stuff out in the yard, projects out in the yard and in the house, right? So I've been putting off my own goal. I didn't put a light on for you. I've been putting off my own goals for 3 years. Okay. Nothing wrong with that, because had I pursued my goal 3 years ago, I would not have been in a better situation than I would be now. So point is, trust in divine timing. Okay. Just like with your reading, I still have a few other signs to get through that are actually after the new moon. So the new moon was in Cancer, and that was July 5th. Okay. So today is the 8th or the 7th. Today's the 7th. Okay. 7/7. Which is kind of ironic because you had number 77 come out in your reading that kind of made me think. So I think today was supposed to be your reading. July is going to be very important for you. So new moons are about new growth. It's a new beginning and a new cycle for you. And the Cancer energy for this new moon is basically Cancer energy. They like to protect themselves. They like to hold things in. They have an outer hard shell, and on the inside, they keep everything hidden, and they only show people what they want to show when they want to show that person. Okay. So during this new moon time, this is where you're going to want to think about planting the seeds of what's being kept hidden. So for you, I'm using a new oracle deck. So this is Dream Ritual. So our dreams are our subconscious mind. These are things that we've learned, things that we know, that are basically stored back into a filing cabinet and come out when they need to, right? Kind of like your reading. I was going to try and do it last night, but other things kept coming out. The energy was really thick, and it was making me a little uncomfortable, to be honest with you, with some of the things. So all day yesterday, I was trying to work with energy, and I kept getting all these cards and downloads of pretty sketchy, uncomfortable things. And so I went to bed and thought, you know what, let me just get up in the morning. Let me focus on some of my own goals. And then I will sit down after I've, completed some things. Right. And so that's what I did. And your subconscious right now, your subconscious mind is starting to come to the forefront for you. The card that you received from the Dream Ritual was balance. Okay. And as you can see, there's a clock, and then there's these 4 waxing moons in each corner. So this card is basically the phase of the waxing moon, which is the phase that is directly after the new moon. Okay. So in about a week, you'll start to see the moon slowly getting lighter. So when the full moon hits, that's when everything's illuminated, right? That's when you see things come to light, secrets come out, you start to understand your feelings. It's the climax. But what's happening during the waxing phase is you'll start to notice it getting lighter and lighter. So to me, there's a timing factor here for you, just like I was saying, right? There's a trust in divine timing, just like with me. I couldn't do my goal 3 years ago, but now I'm starting to get more on a move, but I have things I need to do. I need to work a day job. I'm trying to do readings, and I still have to focus on doing things inside my house, right? So it's all about, find balance and finding the right time. So I feel this was your energy that I actually had to physically be in order to read your energy, if that makes sense. So the balance card, this is, so the qualities of this particular card are challenge, blindside, surprise, reveal, galvanize. Okay. So I feel during this waxing moon phase, as each day goes on, you're going to start to get balanced. You're going to start looking at all angles of a situation, right? Rather than just what somebody is putting in your face. Okay. Just think about that. Okay. So if there's somebody that's trying to have a meeting with you, they're trying to talk to you, they want to do some sort of financial venture with you. It could be different for everybody, but this particular reading, there's some specific parts here that are going to be it's going to be for somebody specifically, maybe a handful of you, but the majority of you, it's just looking at all angles before talking to somebody, before allowing yourself to open up and be able to give an answer. Because I feel the Virgos I'm reading for, somebody's coming at you persistently, right? And the card came out, so I'll let you know when I get there. The token that came out for you, this is where it starts to get really interesting. If you've been around my channel, I use the moon mat, right? So what I'll do is I'll stick my hand in the bag of tokens, and then I, keep putting my hand and moving it around until it feels right? Usually I'll feel a token get stuck, right? And if it gets stuck, I know that's the one. I'll pull my hand out, I'll drop it, and I'll see where it lands. So for you, it did not land on any placement, but so like I said, if it lands up here in the outer space area, to me, that's your future. If it lands back here, this is the past. If it lands on either side, that tells me that's the present moment, right? Just like I was saying, 7-7. So today's 7-7, you had 2 7-7 cards come out back to back in a clarification. So there's something specific about me doing and reading your energy today. And I couldn't do it until I got all sweaty doing all other projects, right? So I almost had to really work with you because it was very thick last night and all day yesterday. I couldn't do it. And it was frustrating me because I like to try and get readings out timely. But I have to understand there are times that it's not meant to come out when I try to schedule it to come out, right? So me being a fixed sign Scorpio, I have to remember I'm not always in control. And so now I'm able to work with your energy, and that's where Spirit's like, yeah, wake up, ding dong. You got to listen to me. You got to, follow your intuition and go do what you need to do. And then I'll allow you to read Virgo's energy. But for the token for you, you got flat out no. N-O, no. Okay. So there is something in your present, current life, okay, that you're coming up on, okay? Just like we just came through the new moon, but now we're coming through the waxing phase. That's your card, the waxing phase, where something's going to be revealed, right? You might even feel like blindsided by something because somebody has been trying to pursue you for something for a while, and they've been chasing you down, trying to get you to get involved in something. It'll be different for everybody, but I will say I was specifically called to Google certain words from a couple of cards. Okay. So I'll tell you what the cards mean, but Spirit was saying, please Google the specific, there's certain words. And so I did. And that's where it might get a little specific for some of you. Okay. So when I clarified the no, and of course with the balance, I'm like, what's going on, right? So Virgo needs to tell somebody no. Somebody's going to tell Virgo no. And again, keep in mind, energies can be swapped, right? I'm telling you as if this is you telling somebody no, okay? But it could very well be reversed. It could be somebody telling you no. And oh, by the way, your Virgo sign does not have to just be your sun, your moon, your rising, or your Venus. You can have Virgo in any placement. And if you are called into this reading, if it shows up on your feed or you're drawn in by the title and you have no Virgo in your chart as far as you know, you could be dealing with a Virgo, right? There could simply just be a message in here. We have to remember this is about the energy, right? I have no Virgo in my chart, but that doesn't mean I don't have moments where I like to feel organized. I like things to go a certain way, right? I could very easily get into that energy at any time if I choose to. So we must remember that when we are listening to these readings and using our discernment, okay? So when I clarified what the heck is going on with this no, we ended up with the divine masculine. We ended up with interlude. And we ended up with entrapment. Okay. So Virgo, you could be the masculine, or you could very well be dealing with a masculine, or I could very well be talking to a masculine who's dealing with another masculine. Okay. So you place parties where it fits, right? It is the energy there. And by all means, I mean, there could be a feminine and masculine energy. I don't feel that for this. It could, but that's not my feeling. My feeling is there's definitely a divine masculine, okay? Whether that's you and the person you're dealing with, or you or the other person, okay? That, again, interlude is the timing factor. Remember, see, we had the clock on here. So there's a timing factor here for you to evaluate side to side, up and down, and diagonal, right? They want you to look at everything on a situation. And it's almost like each day as we go through the waxing moon for, about a weekish, it's almost like each day maybe more and more comes to light. Maybe you start asking questions, or you start doing research, or intuitively you start feeling things, right? Where your intuition's getting strong and things are getting revealed to you. All right. About entrapment. Okay. So this is where it starts to get interesting. So basically, there's a pause because there's a possible entrapment situation. Okay. And so I'll get to that in just a second. When I clarified the divine masculine, we ended up with locked. Okay. So this card is, missing pieces, detached, locked heart away, can't move forward, right? Somebody's just stuck. And then decision came out. Okay. So this is wrong reasons, contemplating, stay or leave, uncertain. And then I did some clarifications, which we ended up with the 8 of Cups, and the 9 of Swords in the reverse. Okay. So place parties where it fits, but there is a divine masculine that is not able or is not willing to move forward, right? They're not sure on what decision they want to make. This is why you're starting to get balanced, right? You're not sure of a decision you want to make. You're feeling like you'd rather walk away from a situation. You don't want to get involved. You're ready to just abandon it and leave whatever it is behind. Okay. You were uncertain of making this decision because you feel you have a fear. Okay. That either a secret's going to come out or somebody's keeping secrets from you, right? Not being transparent with you. I can talk to you about that when I get over here. But again, it all comes back to the balance and the timing factor. And remember, trust in divine timing. Everything happens in a certain way for a certain reason and purpose. And sometimes we are slowed down for a reason. When we come over to interlude, okay, so this is where there's, like I said, a break, a pause, an intermission. There's a timeout, right? You're taking a timeout from this person, from this situation, so you can start to think about what is it you want to do. When I clarified, we ended up with call in the reverse, okay? So call is hearing from, somebody's calling you, having a conversation, talking to somebody, or unblocking them, right? Being able to have that communication. It's in the reverse. Ghost came out. Okay. So this is about leaving behind, disappearing, cold, no contact. Bottled up. Okay. So this is illusions, keeping things inside, not opening up, and deception. Okay. So, and then I did some clarification on bottled up. We ended up with the Knight of Swords, and we ended up with the Ace of Pentacles. So so there's like a break, okay, where you're like, I don't want to have a conversation about this, right? Because you're not decided. I don't want to face somebody. I don't want to talk to them. I'd rather just kind of leave somebody on red, so to speak, right? So they're texting you, they're calling you, they're emailing you. They're, like I said, they're being persistent. Hey, Virgo, are you ready to come on board and invest your money over here? Or, Virgo, are you ready to get on this, create this, start up this business or become part of this business with us, whatever that specific scenario is. But somebody is relentlessly trying to get your attention. They're trying to push you into making a decision, because when I clarified the bottle up, like I said, we ended up with the Knight of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles. So the Ace of Pentacles is, new career opportunity, financial opportunity, just a new venture, something that can, be prosperous, right? It's something solid, tangible, right? Money related. And it's like, with the Knight of Swords, it's almost like that if you pick up that phone or if you show up and meet this person, if they want to meet you for, drinks or something to talk about this business deal or venture opportunity, whatever it might be, it's going to be different for everybody. It's almost like you feel like they're going to rush in and try to rush you into a decision, almost to where they want you to think fast. And sometimes thinking fast can get you in trouble, right? Other times thinking fast can do well, right? Because we don't want to overthink things. So if we overthink things, we'll start to create scenarios in our head of, oh, what if this goes wrong? What if that happens? What if that fails? You overthink. So sometimes, I know, like at my job, sometimes I work better when I'm working at a fast pace. Sometimes I can work too fast where it's too chaotic and it, can wear you down and make you feel tired. But if I'm moving too slow, or if it's not busy enough, I start to overthink. And that happens with more people than you realize. You have more time to analyze. Well, this is a situation where, the universe, your spirit team, your guides, your intuition, your higher self is saying, this is something I really need to think about, right? There's a pause for a reason, and you're feeling this pause because this is something that you need to really analyze, right? You need to look at all four corners to make sure you're getting all the information you need. And it's almost like you need to do this because of how persistent this person is being. It's like somebody's like constantly coming at you. It's almost like it makes you think, why are they so desperate for me to talk to them, to get on board with whatever this is that they want to do? It's going to be different for all of you. But you're thinking to yourself, is this going to benefit me or is it going to benefit them? Because they seem overly anxious. Prime example, sales calls. Now, they obviously are calling you because it's commission. It's going to benefit them if they get you to purchase what it is that they're selling, right? But when they get a hold of you, they're going to keep talking to you, giving you all this information fast and quickly because, number one, they're at your door, right, soliciting, or they're on the phone with you and they want to get as much information out as possible before you say, look, I'm not interested, or you hang up on them, or you shut the door, or you tell them, look, there's no soliciting in my neighborhood. So they're trying to get the information out to you to try and catch you, to make you feel like there's a benefit for you. But then you start to think, man, you're kind of desperate. Why are you coming at me like this? Clearly, this is more of a benefit for you than it would be me. And I think that's why you're starting to take a pause. So this is where it gets interesting. The entrapment. Okay, so entrapment for this card, the three words are pregnancy, money, and heartstrings, right? So of course, sometimes we can feel like we're being, entrapped into a relationship because we got somebody pregnant, or, you're pregnant and you feel like you're, going to be entrapped, to the baby daddy, until your kid's 18, right? But to some degree, you're always going to be stuck to that person because you both share a child. And if both parties are involved in the child's life, you're always going to feel entrapment to them, right? Money, right? You could owe somebody. So there's a time frame where you're trapped with somebody. And of course, heartstrings, somebody's constantly, you feel stuck to them because they're pulling on your heartstrings, making you feel bad, making you feel like you need to be stuck. Well, my higher self, spirit, was telling me, they said, Google entrapment. So I did. So the most common crimes where a defense of entrapment is used include drug crimes, prostitution, conspiracy crimes, traffic offenses, sending harmful matter to an underage person, and illegal gaming or gambling. Okay? The defense of entrapment may apply to infractions, misdemeanors, and felonies. So I feel here with the entrapment card, there is something that's making you pause because you feel like there could possibly be something illegal related to this new venture opportunity that somebody's like pushing on you. Because when I clarified, well, let me go back. So the entrapment card I clarified was pursuit, right? So that's where they're chasing you and being persistent, like I was telling you. We ended up with tether, telepathy, intuition, dreams, and heart songs. And then we ended up with completely done. So that's moving on, ending cycles, lessons learned, coming full circle. So that was another thing I forgot to mention. Your token for the no, the number for this is 108. So 108 reduces to 9. 9 is coming to finalization, final stage. And so this is where I feel you're coming into a final stage of dealing with this person and being able to officially say no. Okay. Just wanted to take you back to what I forgot to mention. So when I clarified the entrapment, we ended up with the 6 of Pentacles, the 10 of Wands, and the Tower. So I feel here that while, like I was saying, whoever you're dealing with is trying to make it look like it's going to benefit you, right? It'll benefit them, right? Because they're the sales guy, right? They're getting commission on this, or they're getting a good cut out of whatever this deal is. But they're trying to sell you on making you feel like it's going to be prosperous for you as well. But you're going to start to realize that this person's being too pushy. It's making me feel stressed, nervous, like there's secrets, right? There's something hidden here. And you're feeling like you sense that whatever this is, if you get into this and say yes, you see disaster, right? You're sensing chaos, tower. I mean, the Tower card, the top's on fire, right? People are falling out of the tower. They're trying to save their lives. And you feel that this is going to be a bad deal. When I clarified pursuit, right? The chasing, persistent, being hunted down, resilient. This person is just coming at you and they want an answer from you and they want it fast, right? They're like, you've got like 5 seconds, right, to give me a yes or no. And you're feeling the pressure, right? Like I was saying, the stress, but in your mind, you're like, I'm also seeing disaster. Well, we ended up with the 7 of Cups, Seven of Swords, there's your two sevens, okay? And then the Three of Wands. You do realize, and I do, because of you taking the time to leave this person on red, not pick up the phone and not talk to them, you're starting to see that this person's lying to you about something, right? They're covering something up with illusions, right? It's almost like it's a pyramid scheme. They're making something sound too good. And it's like, they're pushing too hard to get the answer out of you. And what's interesting is I was called. So the Tether card, like I was saying, Tether, this card is telepathy, intuition, dreams, heart songs. But Tether is, when you look it up, it is like it's like they use it as a dog being chained up, right? Being chained to a rope, right? Being chained to something. But what I found interesting about Tether, now I'm not saying this is all of you, but what I found so interesting is when I was called to Google the word Tether, what came up was a company called Tether. And it says Tether is an unaudited cryptocurrency stablecoin launched by the company Tether Limited Inc. in 2014. As of January 24, Tether's website lists 14 protocols and blockchains on which Tether has been minted. Tether has been criticized for the lack of transparency and variability of its claimed flat reserves. So I'm not saying this has anything to do with that company, but it was just interesting that you kept feeling that there was maybe some secrets going on, right? You were afraid to go forward. And it's because I don't think you were feeling somebody was being transparent with you. Seven of Cups, Seven of Swords, being possibly deceitful about moving forward into this opportunity, right? Not showing you the foresight of what could happen in this. And so you feel that there's something sketchy about this, right? And so what's going to happen is you're going to feel completely done. You may, like I said, you may even get information. Also, the meeting card came out. So this could be two or more people that are involved in this particular venture, business opportunity. It could be two or more people you're dealing with that you're planning on having discussions with. But I do believe when you finally come through the waxing moon and you start to get all your answers and you look at this from all angles on, God, what happens if I put my money into this? If they're not being transparent with me, where's my money going? Is it going to something legit? Is it going to something that is, illegal that I don't know about that could get me in trouble if it bubbles up to the surface and it comes out to light to where, when the tower hits, right? When things start to fall apart, disaster, you start seeing this. And that's when you start to say to yourself, yeah, I don't know this. Look, you're just going to flat out, you're just going to be like, no. Okay. I can't say any more about this. I'm not doing it. So this was very, very interesting. So I'm going to go to the higher self messages to see if any other information comes out, or possibly some advice about this situation. So just know that during the next couple of weeks, this is going to be important for you, because July is very strong with the 7-7, right? And today being 7-7 with this message coming out. So yeah. You are an original. So let yourself follow your own heart. Yes. See how there's a snowflake on here? You're an original, right? So you follow what your heart guides you to do. There are no two snowflakes that are the same. You're not going to follow a group just because they're pressuring you into it. You know you're original. You can make your own decisions, come to your own conclusions, which is what's happening, which is why something told you to leave them on red and not say anything yet, right? Because you're still analyzing the situation to make sure it's right for you. And so that's what you're doing, which is good. But if this is confirmation for somebody to know that because maybe you are still contemplating this and you don't have all the information. So if you're coming to this reading, you may realize that, by the way, there's some lies, right? There's some illusion. There's some confusion. Are these people on the up and up? No, you're feeling like there's not, because they keep pushing on you. So if it helps you to realize that if you feel there's disaster ahead in this opportunity, then you're correct. You are absolutely correct. The 7 of Swords and the 7 of Cups. Yeah, it's definite. And your feeling of, fear of getting into this and, should I walk away? Yeah, absolutely. This is confirmation for you. So Virgo, I hope this was helpful for you. Much love and light. I will talk to you soon.